The abuelas will sell what they've collected here in a neighborhood like these shacks and stalls, lining the roads leading into Payatas. These are the junk dealers. This is the next link in the long economic chain of garbage. And as I'm about to learn, it's a possible next step for people trying to climb down off the heap of garbage to a better life.
This is sort of the junk dealer's alley here. One of the entrances to the main collection site. This is garbage retail. Actually, more garbage wholesale. But it supports, if you want to call it supports, thousands of people working out here.
There are hundreds of small recycling businesses here. At a shop specializing in paper and cardboard, I learned how the system works. The people here buy directly from the pickers. They sort everything by size and quality, they bale it up, and then they truck it out to another buyer, who then sells it to the recycling plants. The owner, a woman, says she gets about 2 pesos a pound, that's 4 or 5 cents, for clean and dry cardboard.
Now, how much does the business make on a good day?
Hindi po pare-pareho. Meron kasing
yun yung pinakamalaki.
Pinakamalaki, 10,000.
She said on a good day they can make 10,000 pesos.
Really?
Yeah, but average 2,000 pesos.
10,000 pesos is $250. That's a fortune by Payatas standards. But as she said, the shop usually makes about 2,000 pesos, or closer to $50, which still sounds like a lot of money around here, until you do a little math. The business supports the owner, her husband, and their 4 children, plus the owner's brother and sister, and their 6 children. That's $50 for 14 people, a little more than $3 per person per day. But that said, these people and this business are living proof of the possibility of economic progress in Payatas. The owners used to be pickers, and they built this business with money they managed to save. And they made it down the mountain. Children under 14 may be forbidden from working in the dump itself, but here, outside the gates, they work. Thousands of them. Children do everything in the junk dealers' neighborhoods, from helping sort to actually clambering up onto the moving trucks, where they grab the most valuable bits of garbage before the trucks rumble uphill to the dump. The drivers didn't mind if I climbed up to watch, but they didn't want the camera up there.
Well, the kids are just up here picking through everything as fast as they can before the truck heads in. Kids can't be more than 7, 8 years old.
They move from the front to the back, and then they jump off to wait for the next truck.
Can I look? Just plastics. We've got empty drink bottles, little teeny plastic tops. How much work? How long did it take them to get the bag?
Ilang truck na yung inanuhan mo? Ganyan karami. That's just
one truck. Boom, boom, boom. How many trucks do they do every day?
Ilang truck ang tinatalon mo siya sa araw? Mga nakakailan ka? Tingin mo lang, higit 10? More than 10.
Okay. So a good day, 500 pesos?
Anong pinakamalaki mong kinikita sa isang araw? Mga magkano? 250.
250.
It's a lot.
And they're barefoot,
Yeah.
jumping around in the
Bare hands.
trucks. It's just hard to believe. Sit here looking at it, you just can't believe it. Look at this kid. Jesus.
For the children of Payatas, it's just another day on the job. Not far from the recycling businesses are the shanty towns, crouched at the base of the Payatas pile. It's where Jerry and Arciela and thousands of other people live. They are a warren of filthy alleys. Around every corner lurks another scene of people living in breathtaking squalor. Everyone is malnourished. The children look about half their age, and the adults look older than they actually are. Tuberculosis, asthma, and all manner of infections just run rampant here. In the putrid river, where raw sewage flows, boys wash out garbage bags before they are recycled.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
But there are also some small bright spots, like these boys, passing the time playing a cross between pool and air hockey on a table they must have built from scraps. Then I meet a little girl who gives me a piece of her candy.
Oh, thank you.
And then she takes my hand and puts it to her forehead. That's a blessing in the Philippines.
Was it high five?
Like most of the rest of the country, the people of Payatas are devoutly religious. Prayers here are frequently devoted to Saint Anthony. He's the patron saint of the poor and seekers of lost things. On Sunday mornings, the women and children go to church, and the men go to the cockfights. It's a legal form of gambling in the Philippines and a wildly popular pastime in Payatas. These frenzied battles are brief and bloody. The winning rooster will be stitched up, and he'll be given a week or two to get his strength back before he'll be back in the ring. He's a proven winner now, with better odds. The loser goes to the winner's owner, and usually ends up on the dinner table. But Sunday, like every other day, is also for work. And when Jerry and Arciela return home, rounding the corner, one of their daughters eagerly climbs into Jerry's arms.
Hi, sweetheart.
We walk down a series of narrow alleys to their home, where we all leave our shoes at the door. Home is a single room, maybe 15 feet or so on a side, built of cinder blocks, scrap metal, and other scavenged materials. Jerry and Arciela actually had to buy this place. They spent about $200 for it 5 years ago, but at that point it didn't even have a roof. Given the circumstances, I'm amazed by how neat and tidy their home is. Everything is in its place, and there's barely a speck of dirt on the floor. There is electricity, enough for a light bulb and a television, but there's no phone or running water. 6 of the 9 children are here. They all sleep together on the platform, and their parents sleep on the floor. Arciela explains that one child lives with a grandmother, another is grown up and married. But she breaks down when she says that they had to give their youngest child, a girl, to a relative when the baby was just 3 months old. Arciela says she wasn't making milk, and they couldn't afford to buy any. They don't even have a picture of the child that they had to give away. She says the other children cried for days.
What do you hope for? What kind of dreams do they have?
Arciela's answer is that she and Jerry hope that at least one of the children will finish school, get a good job, and then help the rest of the family. She says all they hope for right now is a little more money to fix this place up. She said the door doesn't even shut, and that the roof leaks during the monsoons. Arciela then beckons me to the back of the house.
It's very dark.
It's where her family keeps their most precious possession, which turns out to be a stash of aluminum cans hidden under a piece of cardboard.
They said they keep it in store because whenever the electric bill comes or like tuition for school comes, then they turn to
Then they
that.
bring out some cans. This is like the bank.
This is their bank.
The most valuable thing they have are these bags of cans.
Yes.
Siguro po mga, kung ano na po yan siguro sa mga 500.
That's worth 500. That's $10.
That's $10 work for 2 weeks. And they need twice that to pay the bills and keep the lights on.
Jerry and Arciela have a resourcefulness, a dignity, and a tenderness that transcend their circumstances. They are, of course, not alone. There are thousands more Jerry and Arcielas right here, and millions more around the world. Today, urban slums are home to 1/6 of the world's population. That's 1 billion people, and counting fast. 1 in 3 children born in cities today is born in a slum. Some economists argue that the explosive growth of slums like Payatas is a crucial first step in the economic growth of poor countries like the Philippines. Here, the raw struggle to survive fosters a kind of entrepreneurial hustle. By this logic, if Jerry and Arciela are smart enough and lucky enough, they might save enough to start their own recycling business someday. But make no mistake, while a fortunate few, maybe Jerry and Arciela's children, will hustle their way out of here, most of them are likely to live out their days in Payatas, in the shadows of the mountain. For years now, there's been talk of closing Payatas, but there have been endless delays in the search for somewhere else to send all this trash. One wonders, too, where these thousands of people would then make a living. The likely answer is that someday, if and when Payatas finally does shut down, and Manila's roaring river of waste does change course, depositing the detritus of millions somewhere else, the Jerrys and Arcielas, the junk dealers, and all the rest of these people will pick up and go with the flow.